Yo, what is going on, everyone? This is Diz the Rockstar, a part of Super Obvious.
I am Werds Illah of the Werds Illah podcast.
In this episode, we are going to be talking about Power Season 5, Episode 10, which was the season finale.
Finale, guys. Finale. That means that's it, guys.
Cut. We're done here.
We're done there.
It's, oh my God. I feel like this shit just started back up and it's already over.
It's already over. So the title of the episode was When This Is Over, coincidentally. So
do we see what they did?
Yeah, I see what they did. I kind of caught a little bit of something.
But it's getting late. We're gonna try to go through this as fast as we can. But as you guessed, there is a lot.
Absolutely.
All right, man. So Skills, how does the episode start?
So what happens is we start off with Tommy is in his apartment and he is getting skied up.
He's doing that stuff.
Oh yeah. He's on the slopes right now.
Ooh.
And so obviously he's doing it because he's dealing with the fact that he just killed his father, just killed Teresi.
Damn.
So you see him battling with that and basically going back and forth with himself, and then it switches. You see Tasha in Raina's room.
Yeah.
And she's cleaning up Raina's room finally, trying to go through her things and see what she needs to do with everything in the closet and everything.
Right after that, Ghost goes to Angie's house and tries to, just talk to her. She is not there, and he calls her to try to get in contact with her.
Yeah. Then what we see is that Angela's at the office still with the whole crew.
The Department of
Tamika,
Justice people, Department of Justice, the DOJs.
And basically they're saying, you're implicated in this whole situation. We need you to give us all the information that you have on what you've been doing with St. Patrick, with, basically we've got a tip that you gave information to Teresi. And
they're threatening her with RICO charges and conspiracy charges and all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, a whole lot of legal stuff.
She's fucked. So she takes it all in, and it has a good close up of her, and she's like, "Give me 24 hours to make my decision."
Yeah. And
the Department of Justice agrees. She pulls out the phone, starts the countdown from 24 hours.
Yeah, because I think it was Sachs who said to her, he was like, if you go to prison, you're gonna get killed. That's what happens to people like us. This is what happens to people. So Tasha goes to see Silver. Basically, we didn't know he was here. Here he is.
She shows up to her hotel, and Silver is downstairs in the lobby waiting. This is the first time we've seen her. Hiked his ass out of here. Since he was like, deuces, see you later. It's the first. Gone. All no Silver everything for a few episodes.
Man, all you saw was the bottom of feet and elbows.
He tries to convince Tosh, like, hey, the only reason I left is because Ghost threatened me. And he tries to kind of convince her about why he did what he did. Basically, she's like, fuck you, fuck off. You better not be down here when I get back.
Yeah, basically. Then you see Angela text Tasha basically saying she needs to speak with her. She needs to see her, to meet up and talk about something. And then it cuts to Keisha goes to see Tommy. And Tommy's just, finished
doing some of that
good stuff in his nose.
Doing some of that Scarface.
He's torn up, obviously, still about the whole situation. She's trying to, get to under him and what's going on, talk to me type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I met with your parents and everything, and this is the way you're treating me now. And he's like, I just hurt everybody that's around me. I basically end up doing harm to people and hurting people that are closest to me.
Yeah, Tommy is like, still high, and Keisha is like, just kind of going through it emotionally, but you understand where Keisha's coming from, but she kind of keeps like poking at Tommy until Tommy like puts his hands up and he's about to choke her.
Yeah.
He refrains himself from doing it.
Restrains. Or either way, it's still the same thing actually.
He stops himself from doing it.
He does.
He's like this close.
Yes.
And then what happens?
She's like, fuck you, Tommy. And so basically he just tells her to leave. And so he's trying to stop her. No, wait. And then she leaves anyway. So then you see Tasha tells Tommy that Ghost is coming to get him. You know what I'm saying? That he's on the way to come get him right now. And he's like, fuck, what's going on? I didn't want to fucking meet him right now. He wasn't trying to do anything. He was just trying to get skied up. Get high as fuck. That's what he was trying to do. And people just keep fucking with him. Won't leave him alone.
Yeah, so next is Tommy is riding around with Ghost. And Ghost says, Tommy, you look like shit and you smell worse. Really subtle too.
Yeah,
like nonchalant.
Like, yo, let's just break it. Let's call it what it is. You know,
like you look bad, you smell worse. Like, oh my god.
Oh man.
And after that, I think what they're talking about is Tommy is talking to Ghost about the whole Teresi thing.
Yeah,
that had just happened.
Yep, he's basically telling me, yes, you were right. Teresi was an informant, you know, and he's like, but I took care of it. You know, I wrapped that up. And he was like, oh, you took care of it. He was like, yeah. He's like, well, you know what? Maybe it's for the better. You know, I think now things can go back to normal. Tommy's like, yeah, normal.
Yeah. When Tommy has that shit, man, his demeanor is gold, man.
He's not there. Like, he's physically there, but Tommy, he's in a whole nother set of rules in his mind. He's not thinking about any of that shit that anybody's telling him. So
next we have the Tasha and Angie scene. They're talking about Silver, and they're talking about how they should keep Silver close because it could be beneficial for them if Silver's on their team.
Definitely.
And then which I said while we were watching Goofing Around, I was like, well, to keep him around, you're gonna have to just keep fucking him a whole lot. And then Tosh says, so what do you mean keep him close? Like, basically just keep fucking him until you tell me to stop?
Yeah. I think I wrote that somewhere. I was like, yeah, basically Angela just pimped Tasha out real quick.
Oh,
like, yeah,
man.
Just keep this, just keep the thing on.
Just keep taking it, man. Just keep taking it.
You just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh my god.
Then we see one of the best scenes. You see all four of them meet up. All four of them? Yeah, all four of them meet up in the high school in a classroom.
Tommy, Ghost, Tasha, and Angie.
Yep, all meet up in the high school, and they're all like, what the fuck is this? And Tommy's like, why the fuck is she here? She's like, actually, she's the one who came up with this idea. She wanted us all to meet here to talk about what's been going on. And basically, Angela just starts drawing on this dry erase board and breaks down the whole situation about how they're all connected and how they're all implicated in this whole situation with Sandoval.
All the different kind of crimes that have happened.
Exactly. So they're all just looking at it like, what the fuck? Like, damn, this is a lot. So then you see it's like cutting scene back and forth between them and the investigators at the headquarters.
They're basically doing the same thing.
Yeah, and they're talking about the same stuff. So Ghost is like, they needed a witness. And they're like, yeah, they just need a witness. And then they're like, well, as long as we don't talk, then, nobody can get in trouble. And then at the office, they're like, yeah, as long as they all stay quiet, there's nothing we can do about it. So they're seeing all the information. Then Tommy is sitting down and he writes in crayon on a little piece of paper, we should kill this bitch.
Oh, and he's rolling up a joint too.
Yeah, he's rolling up a joint too.
He's like half paying attention and actually paying attention, rolling up a joint. Like,
in high school. Like, fuck it. But yeah, he passes the note to Tasha. Tasha's like, nah, chill. Like, we gotta stop. We can't.
Tommy, man, it's just seeing him. It just makes you smile, man. No matter what he's doing, if he's mad, if he's sad, it's just like
Tommy looked at Ghost, and when he saw those two together, Tasha and Angela, he's like, how does this make you feel seeing what you're good at right now? Tommy is funny as hell,
Oh man. So for the most part, after that scene, we see Dre, and Dre is busy. He's in the middle of something.
Yeah.
See what I did there? He's
in the middle of something, all right.
He's getting some ass.
Yes.
He's getting some ass.
He's getting some ass. And he is basically almost killed.
Yeah, he's getting some ass, which is almost like one of the things where you're like, okay, he's getting ass right now. Let's try to kill him after he's done. Like, really.
No, that's the best time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
As like a criminal.
You're gonna be finished before you finish. If you see what I did there again. So he's getting some ass, and I believe it was two guys that come into the house.
Yep.
And
it was.
I believe it was two or three. I'm pretty sure it was two.
Yeah, okay.
So while Dre is busy, he looks up and sees a reflection of someone coming into the doorway behind him.
Yeah.
And they both roll out the way. Him and his
it's this girl, I guess. The mother of the child, actually. Okay. Yeah. So
the guys bust a couple of shots. They miss Dre and the girl. The girl hits them with like bottles a couple of times.
Yeah. Like, and then some wine bottles.
It's like a bottle just smashes champagne over him. And then Dre ends up wrestling one of the intruders, grabs the gun, makes the dude shoot himself in the head with his own gun, and then Dre shoots the other guy.
Yeah.
Clearing the room like they're safe now. Like,
yeah.
This was probably the moment you guys all thought Dre was going to be dead.
Yeah, that was one of those moments.
It was like 80% chance that this was when Dre was going to get it.
Yeah, it definitely could have been that moment right there. But he basically tells the girl or the mother of the child, take the child and go to your mom's house until, I can get this situation, figured out or whatever. Then we see Mock meets with Councilman Rashad.
Tate.
To basically try to get him to flip, telling him like, yo, you're implicating all this stuff too. We've checked your books and seen what you've been doing.
He was like, how would this look if we knew that Ghost's money was a part of this whole, like, the Queen?
You trying to become a part of, all this whole thing.
Dude, okay, I know we're still going into it, but what's so crazy about this episode, if you've seen it and paid attention, is like, there's so much info and everyone's like fucked on certain levels. But it's like there's still confusion about like specifics. Like Tommy knows this about Teresi, or Ghost might think that Tommy did this but didn't, and then Tosh might, like, there's so many lines that aren't completely connected, and that's where Mock and Sax are coming in, because they're trying to mind fuck everyone because they're all vulnerable. They all have trust problems. They all kind of fuck each other over. So adding that when they're all kind of on edge, it's fucked up from the DOJ, but it's a good.
It's what they do.
Yeah,
to get what they want, they'll do whatever they feel like they got to do. What did he say when he first walked in? This is where Tate asked what he said. You want some coffee? He was like, no.
You want some coffee or tea? No.
The most plain, the most unenthused no you've ever heard.
That was pretty cool how Mock did that.
Then we cut scene to Tasha and Keisha meet up again.
Yeah.
And it seems like Tasha's losing her composure with Keisha. Being able to like hold it together and do what needs to be done, because Keisha is now torn up about the situation with Tommy or whatever. So she's crying when Tasha comes in, and she's just like,
can't you see I've been crying already? You didn't even care. Can you see?
Exactly. So Tasha tries to act like she's sympathizing with her, and she's like, she uses Rain, and she's like, it's just since Rain, I just don't feel the same. So they hug, and then she kind of whispers into her ears like, so you're not going to say anything, right? And then Keisha's like, she gets right back into
be upset again.
She's like, well, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean, And then she just basically like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Just get out of my house. Like, I'm tired of this dumb shit.
So that happens, and then Tasha's like, well, you know that your name is on them papers, right?
Yeah. It got, again, Tasha and all of them, they have this thing where when the cards are going, this shows, again, it's like when you're backed into a corner based off of some things that could fuck up your whole life, it start changing the dynamic, the thing that you might not say you would do.
Team Sky, thanks for joining, man. What's up?
Yeah, man, appreciate it, man. So, everybody seems a little bit on edge, like you said, and a little bit on edge. That's an understatement, but everybody's obviously feeling the pressure of what's going on around them, and they're starting to wiggle around, trying to find ways to make sure that they're okay.
The next scene is a meeting with Dre and Angie. They're in this place that looks abandoned, looks like an old warehouse, something. Who knows? And they're having a meeting, and Dre agrees to further help Angie with a few things to make the whole deal with the protective custody thing happen.
Yes.
Dre says, if I do this, no more bullshit. Don't make me do anything else. Like, we're done.
We're done. That's it. We're over with this.
And Angie agrees.
Yeah, she agrees to it. She's like, okay, well, that's what we're going to do. She's like, but it's just you, right? Like, nobody else, no family members. He's like, nah, it's just me and my daughter. She's like, well, what about the mother of the child? He's like, oh, I don't need the mother. It's just me and my daughter. She was like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Then Tasha meets up again with Silver, and he's trying to get it. He's trying to get her. He tried it the first time. He's trying to get her again to flip on Ghost. Like, you need to do this. Like, I'm telling you, it's coming down on him. And like, if you don't do this, it's gonna be you. And everybody else. So you need to just go ahead and go through with this and just do what needs to be done. But
the next scene is Keisha talking to Sax.
Yes.
They're like walking around the city, and he's trying to convince her to flip on Tommy.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then what did he say to her? Something like, oh yeah, like your bae, Tommy Egan,
Your bae. Your bae. It's funny when people like that try to say like lingo terms. Like,
she's basically trying to tell him that she needs to get Tommy to snitch on Ghost, and that's her way, his way, everybody's way out of this situation.
Basically. It literally is.
Yeah.
Watch the episode. It's literally about trying to get someone to snitch on this person.
Yeah. Yep. It's all about trying to pit everybody against each other to see what they're gonna do. And she doesn't budge. She gets into the cab and she drives off or whatever. And then we see Proctor and Ghost meet up at the club, and he's trying to get Ghost to flip on Tommy.
But as soon as he sees him, Ghost is like lift up the shirt. Let me see your.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you're not gonna take me on a date first?"
Yeah, and Proctor takes like offense to it. Like, I just did it that once, man. I was under duress.
Yeah,
like, what I'm saying? Like,
just one time, man. Only one time I tried to ruin your life. This is just once. That's all it takes, dummy.
So they go to the bar, and Ghost pours himself a drink, and then they talk about basically just
the situation that's going on and how everybody's now. He's saying that now because of that, the fact of what Ghost said when he had the wire on, he's no longer implicated in it. I mean, Proctor's saying he himself is not implicated in this whole situation anymore, so he can't testify or say anything about Ghost or anything like that. So he's in the clear, so to speak. But he's trying to tell him, you need to get Tommy though. Like if you don't want to get Angela, then you need to get Tommy. So that'll save me, you, and Angela.
It's like everyone's trying to get everyone to snitch on each other. Like they must have like backups in seconds. Like, well, if you're not gonna do it to him, we'll do it to him.
Yeah,
it's like
backup behind.
It's like, God damn.
Other trap door that nobody knew about in the back underneath the house and shit.
It's like mind fucking on top of mind fuckery.
Yeah,
it's oh my God.
Deep. We see a quick clip of Angela meets with her sister, and her sister's trying to tell her, you need to get this going. You need to give up Ghost if you have to get this like over with.
Think about yourself. Yeah, think about your family.
Yeah. You know even if you have to sleep on a couch with me, like you need to, we'll be together. And
we'll give you money. You know, you'll be like, just finish this shit.
Yeah, and you see Angela looks at her phone and her timer she started.
Yeah,
she's got 16 hours left, so she's like, the time is ticking. She knows she has to do something to get this situation taken care of. Then you see Ghost meets again with Angela at her place.
Yeah, Angie comes home. Ghost is already in there having some wine. Angie's spot is just like the spot to be at when you're not invited.
Right,
there.
Exactly. Like it's popping.
Tommy does it. Ghost
it's always
does
lit. And she's always got wine. Red and white. It's got both.
So so
they have a quick discussion, like kind of talking about what they're gonna do and do they still feel the same way about each other and all the stuff they've been through and what's going on now. And it's so sweet.
Like, you shouldn't be here. We'll be in trouble if we get seen together.
Yeah.
We'll talk about being together once it's over.
They sip maybe a sip of the wine. They hug real quick. Yeah. Then he basically walks out and smiles and like, when it's over or whatever, Mm-hmm. And then Ghost goes to see Rashad at the groundbreaking for the Queen's Child Project.
Dude, every time they're on film together.
Yeah, it's intense. There's a lot of tension between them two.
Oh my God.
It looks like Ghost about to punch him or something too, because Tate is like, "Oh, look, I'm being implicated." Like,
he was talking about like Ghost was like, "Well, we had an arrangement that you would say certain things at this like conference, and
right.
And Tate's like, well, if I do that, this could do something, and if the DOJ wants to come in on me, I will talk."
Yeah.
Like he makes it that simple.
He makes it clear. He's like, well, that's not gonna happen. He's like, it's not gonna happen. He's like, but I'm telling you, he's like, listen to me, man.
And he pulls him like right in front of his face. Like Ghost has like he has the Ghost face on. Like Ghost has the Ghost face on.
He's like, listen to me. Everything's under control. Now take a fucking deep breath. Just chill.
And then they kind of compose himself.
Yeah.
And then Tate puts the smile on the face.
And he takes the podium.
And
he addresses the people.
Oh my God.
And he basically is announcing that he's going to be giving his bid for governor. And he's, officially throwing his hat in for the chance to be the first Black elected governor of New York.
Did you freestyle that?
No, that's really what he said.
That's pretty much, I think, exactly what he said.
That's what he said. Yeah.
So after that, he welcomes Ghost to the podium to talk for a bit. Mm-hmm. And Ghost talks about, how the progress is going with the whole program that they have going, the Queen's Child Project.
Yep.
And he makes a little joke like, I have shit like this when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But after going through a couple of things, like saying how there's not going to be any more kids dying to drug use or violent crimes, it actually shows a lot of inspiration to the people that are hearing it.
Yeah. But we know different. That's okay, though.
Oh, man.
And then you see as Tasha is getting ready to walk away, because she came up on the podium for a quick second too.
Yeah.
And as she walks away, he goes behind her. Ghost goes behind her and it was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me that Silver was back in town? She's like, oh, I didn't know he was here.
He's like, I didn't know until just now.
He's like, well, you need to stay the fuck away from him because he's trouble. He's working with the fucking DOJ.
He's like, why do I feel like I don't believe you?
Yeah, exactly. And even though he's right, but she's still like, yeah, whatever. Basically, he's just like, well, stay the fuck away from Silver. That's all. That's pretty much how he leaves that conversation. Then you see Tommy and Keisha meet up again, and Keisha's telling him about how Sax ran up on her and was saying about the situation that Tommy should snitch on Ghost. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it on his face, like, no, he's like, what are you talking about? I can't snitch on him. Same way, like, there's still a lot of loyalty between Tommy and Ghost. Obviously,
it's just a bumpy road, man. To say the least.
They have a very weird relationship, but they still are very loyal in a lot of ways to each other. So when she's telling him that, he's like, "No, what are you talking about?" Like, Ghost, no, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. Basically. And she's telling him, like, you need to do it and it'll help us. And then he's like, well, look, I'm telling you, if you stay with me, I can make this all go away. I can make this work, but you have to be all the way in. And as he's saying that, he's reaching under the couch to grab his pistol.
He's trying to convince Keish what's going on. He pulls out the pistol, cocks the hammer back, and he's about to shoot her. Basically, like, he has the gun like right by his side.
Yep.
And he's like, are you all the way in? Once she says that she's down, you can kind of see like that blank face that Tommy has, and he slowly puts the gun away. Yep. For me, that was like almost like a nail biting part for me.
It was
like that
it was intense first. I was like, oh man, is he gonna do this right now? Is he really gonna do this? But
oh my god.
He I guess he decided against it. So the next scene is we see Dre meets with 2-Bit.
Dre,
you know, his right hand man, so to speak.
Dre,
and he's basically in a panic. He's packing stuff up, and he's basically telling 2-Bit, like, man, I need you to get the money together. You know what I'm saying? And do what you need to do because, you know, I got to get out of here, man. You know, they sent the hitman after me. He was like, wow, she's in jail. And he's just like, I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. All I know is I need to get the hell out of here. Like, just need to get the fuck out of here. That's all I know. But the guy 2-Bit is like, well, you know, why don't you call some dude? They said, dude,
Brock.
Man. Yeah. Brock or something to make it go away or some shit like that. And he was like, nah, I can't call him. Like, that was the first person I tried. He didn't answer, so I don't have time. I don't even have time for it. He's like, well, so you gonna snitch? He's like, man, like, I got a daughter to look after, man. So I mean, I don't care what nobody's saying or what they're thinking, man. So I need you to do that for me. Get that money, you know what I'm saying? And you know, hit me back up and let me know what's going on, basically.
The next scene, we have Tosh and Silver meeting in a parking garage.
Yeah, in a parking garage.
And they're kind of going over the whole, like, again,
him saying, yo, you need to turn Ghost in.
Oh, my God.
You got to give up Ghost, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God.
She kind of turns and, like, thinks about it for a second. And as he walks up on her, she turns around and she's just like, no, he can't because he doesn't know anything. He didn't do anything, you know, So he's still like, well, why are you so loyal to him?
Yeah, he doesn't believe that shit.
And she's just like, look, I need you to understand that this is not what you do. And she's like, you need to blame Proctor. Why don't you blame Proctor? But put him in this. He knows about this stuff and he can be implicated. And he's just like, you know, I don't know. I can't do that. And so they kind of start going back and forth. He's kind of convinced in some ways of what she's saying or whatever. And they end up fucking right there in the parking lot.
Yeah, and Ghost is in the shadows.
Creeper mode. Creeper status.
With the close-up, like, face, like.
Yeah, creeper status. Over here peeping Tom. Over here watching it.
That's how it looked, man. It was kind of weird. So, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that was definitely like, okay. That's kind of creepy right there, guys.
Next we have the meeting with 2-Bit and Tommy.
Yes.
And they're in his car and they're talking about the whole Ghost and Dre deal as far as.
Yeah. He sees him outside. It's raining. He's basically snitching on Dre, telling him that he knows what's going on now. Dre's trying to snitch on him.
We need like a bigger word and a newer word for backstabbing.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's looking like he's you know giving. I mean, it's not look. He's giving Tommy the information about what Dre's trying to do.
Right.
And so he's like, you know, we can get this taken care of. You know. And Tommy's like, look, you know, I appreciate you, and I'm glad, you know, Kanan knew you, basically. You know, I'm glad, and Kanan was right about you, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for the information, you know.
Yeah, he said, he was like, Kanan told me if anything happened to him to come talk to you.
Yeah. So Tommy's like, all right, cool, well, I need you to get out the car, I gotta make a call. He's like, man, it's raining outside. He's like,
it was real. He's like, okay, I'll get out the car now. Get out the car. He gave him like the death stare. So after this part, Dre goes back to the place where he met Angie earlier, and he's like, Angie, like trying to get a hold of her, and all of a sudden he gets ambushed by a bunch of gunmen.
Yeah, a bunch of gunmen.
Like literally, like a handful of them.
Yeah.
Like there's a good few amount of them.
He kills about
a good
3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
And then you see Tommy, and he's shooting at him too. So Tommy's there too. And then somebody hits him and hits Dre in the leg.
Eventually, Dre gets shot in the leg.
Yeah.
Eventually.
And he runs and he jumps through this like glass window, and then just lo and behold, the FBI or whoever it is, the DOJ, they pull up in a fucking black van, and they open the door, tell him to hop in if he wants to live. He hops in. They sit there in the van for a second, and they have a paper for him to sign, basically saying snitch on Alicia Jimenez and give her up, so that you can get out of this situation. And then Tommy's like, he's like, 2-Bit comes and is like, Tommy, why didn't you shoot? And he's like, oh, what? He shoots at the van. The guy's like, come on, shoot. I mean, you want to sign this now? You want to get this over with? So he signs basically. So Tommy got his way, basically. What Angela was trying to set up so that Tommy can get what he needs and all that. He's got his way, and he tells 2-Bit, yo, let's get y'all some drugs, man, so we can get back out here and do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then,
next we have the meeting with the Department of Justice. They have a little meeting in their little lobby, and they talk about pretty much, I mean, it's a slight update of what's been going on.
Yeah.
And that's not too long, but the part that's more interesting to me was after that, we look at Mock, and Mock is in his office taking all his stuff like he's about to move out, and Sax sees him, and if you know him, these two are mainly the biggest threat as far as the criminal justice system. Like, they are the ones that's trying to mind fuck everyone, trying to get everybody caught up. And he's like, yo, man, what's going on? And he's like, Angie pretty much was hooking him up with this new job, and it went through. And Sax is like, well, come on, dog, you can't just leave me standing here with my dick in my hand.
Yo, who came up with that fucking saying?
That's saying, like, it's an official saying. Like, people say that shit. Anyway, but he tries to convince Mock, like, yo, man, me and you together, man, we got this, just stay, blah, blah, blah. And Mock's not having it.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, dog, like, no.
Nope. I got what I was looking for, and I'm good, So I don't need to be a part of that anymore.
Yeah.
Then you see...
Real quick, in your opinion, are you surprised that Mock was like, nah, I'm good, I'm gonna bounce still?
I kind of was. I kind of was. I thought he would have, stuck it out because of how much time he's already put into it, and like the reward of like seeing this through. I thought he would have, wanted to go ahead.
Yo, man, I just thought about this. Depending on who replaces Mock, that can leave the Department of Justice kind of like losing a leg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they may not have like that on street, like manpower to try to like approach people and intimidate them and blackmail them and like frighten them up and stuff,
get
like
them to flip and turn into formants.
Because Sax and Mock, they were like they were the guys doing that.
Yeah, they were.
So if one of them's gone, it's like,
yeah,
is Sax going to do it on his own when the show starts back up? Is he going to get a replacement? Is the replacement going to be better or worse? Is Sax going to be a different guy? Are you going to put out two different guys to be out there trying to keep tabs on everybody?
They're shaking it up. They're
shaking
it up with what they did, But then we see Tommy and Keisha are at Tommy's place chilling again.
Oh, Tommy's not high anymore.
Yeah,
he looks like he's okay.
He's kind of chilling.
He looks like
there's a knock at the door. It's Sax. So Sax
by
is
himself. By himself.
And Sax is talking to Tommy about this, Teresi, saying, I'm sorry to hear about your dad, did you know that he wasn't the snitch or whatever? He was like, no, what do you mean? He was a snitch, and that's why he died. He deserved it. If you're a snitch, that's what happens to you. And he was like, well, what if I was to tell you it's not what happened? Pulls out the recorder and lets him hear the recording of when he called them, when Teresi called Mock and Sax, and basically he told them, I don't have any information on Tommy. I don't know anything about. He keeps it tight-lipped, so I don't know what's going on with him. But I do have Ghost, St. Patrick. I can give you him on a platter. I know all about him. So hearing that, he's just like, it angers him, and so he kind of pulls Sax close and he's like, look, if you have somewhere to be, you should probably go there and find him.
And Sax waits a second. He says, I'll go fuck off now.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, tell Lakeisha I said hi.
Oh my God.
And so Tommy's like angry. He closes the door and he's playing it back, the recording. Keisha walks in and is like, so that's why you were upset, because you did that to your dad. You're the one who took him out. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I thought he was the one. I had seen the pictures of him with them, and so I thought he was she was like, I get it. He was like, you mean you understand? She's like, yeah. I mean, what were you supposed to do? He's like, I know, but
that was a rare, vulnerable moment of Tommy.
Yeah, it was. And Keisha was
like, someone could have like kicked him while he was down right there. You don't see that much.
Keisha was understanding. And she was like, well, who could have known about this, or who would have said something or whatever, and so I think Tommy kind of somewhat is putting it together that Ghost is involved in this whole situation and like how that happened or whatever. But there's no way for him to know for 100% fact yet. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where everyone is vulnerable and fucked.
Yeah.
That's where everyone is getting like caught up in this shit, man. Because people have facts. They know this person lies, but they don't know if that person lied on this thing.
Exactly.
Like, and it's just like,
and that means
they're holding confusion in amongst all the main
Oh, yeah.
characters.
Oh yeah. Then you see Tasha goes to Angela's place, and Angela's in there already drinking, and she's like, I got the red open, but I got white open, but if you want red open, she's like, no, that's fine.
So as Angie is going to the kitchen to get Tasha a drink, Tosh goes to Angie's door and unlocks the door.
Yeah, that was foreshadowing, people.
And slightly after that, Tasha is talking to Angie, and we see Tommy come in with gloves, a pistol, and as him and Tasha are talking to Angie, you see Tommy screwing on the silencer, and you can, as soon as Angie saw Tommy walk in, she had the holy fuck guilty on fuck face.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
almost like checkmate.
Yeah, because Tommy's like, well, how is it that they didn't know, or how is all this stuff taking place with this? And he was like, because I just got a visit from Mr. Ballsacks.
Tommy, man. Tommy.
And he's like, he's telling me that, I heard the recording that, Teresi wasn't going to snitch on me, so how is it, that they had the pictures or whatever. It's like, well, who had the pictures? So who was it that had the pictures? So she's telling them that they need to get those pictures back. First
off, these are literally almost like her last words. Like Tommy has the gun up at her face, ready to shoot her. And what your girl Tosh say?
No, she's right.
No, she said, you have no idea how long I've been waiting for this shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like she has a calm face, like she means that shit for real.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh man.
This shit was serious.
Oh my god. But so how Angie is able to stop from getting shot, and dead, is that she convinces them that well, hey, the photos, if you look, you can see a desk in the photos. I took the photos of those photos, and it kind of sinks in, and where they're kind of like, I guess we can believe her.
Yeah. So that's when they're like,
that probably saved her life.
So Tommy goes to see Vincent, and Vincent's like, all that stuff that happened between us is in the past. For you doing what you did for this family, for killing Teresi, we appreciate that, and we can leave that in the past. He's like, how'd you get them? Vince is like, what? He's like, how'd you get the photos? You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, what does it matter? Does it make a difference? And he was like, look, I killed my father for you guys, so I'd say it makes a difference.
He's like, I killed my family for your family.
Yeah. So he basically tells us like, well, your friend, the guy, he came by here and dropped off the pictures. He was like, oh, so now Tommy's figuring it out. Oh shit! So Ghost King's like, so you wanted him to kill Teresi? He was like, no. He said if we gave you the pictures, that you would kill him for us. He was like, oh, now it's really sinking in. Like Ghost used me to get to him. Basically used me as a murderer to kill my dad.
Damn, that's some cold shit.
So
God,
that struck him hard. I think.
Yeah, that's what friends do to each other.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Then we see a quick clip of Angela meeting with her lawyer at her place. Yeah. He's telling her about all this stuff that's going on, and he's like, well, how did you know that Silver was missing? You know what I'm saying? Well, that's before. Well, but before that, he's basically telling her that Maria Suarez from the first season or second season, when Tommy and Ghost kidnapped her and then killed her brother Miguel. They're saying she could come out and be a witness to this whole situation, and and
did we notice that? Wasn't she the girl in the crowd during the Ghost speech?
When Rashad and when Tate.
You see the girl walk up and she kind of stands out. She's crying. She looks scared.
Yep, that was her. So basically, he's telling her well, that it ends with him saying to her how did you know that Silver was missing? And we don't see why, but then we clip to basically we see Ghost kills him. He did kill him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, is that not it? We didn't see that yet, did we? I jumped to that. I jumped ahead a little.
Spoilers was in the thing, man. It doesn't say it's in order completely. We're doing pretty damn good, actually. We're doing pretty damn good. So we have the part where Joe meets with Ghost, and he tells him that a woman is going to be testifying, which could only be neither Angie or Tosh.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Yep. That's what it looks like.
So
then we skip to what happens is Angela and Ghost meet in the locker room at the high school. So they're in there talking. They're going back and forth. And you could see they're both getting kind of like they're not trusting each other on what either one
both
of them are
very
saying.
guarded. They're guarded.
So Angela just comes out and is like, well, did you kill Terry Silver? Did you kill him? He doesn't answer. But then it flashes, like I was just trying to say before, it flashes to him in his mind. He's seeing when he killed Silver.
So what's funny about it? Well, not funny. What's insert your own word there is when this scene starts. It's like Silver like just got done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like he's like damn near zipping his pants back up. Like he just finished.
Just finished the good stuff.
And he's about to go into his car, and Ghost puts him in a sleeper hold, chokes him out.
Yeah, he makes him take his last nap he'll ever take. That's what happened. He took the long nap. He took the dead.
And so Angie's like, well, did you kill Teresi? Or, I mean, did you kill Silver? And then he kind of stutters and he asks Angie, like, well, did you he asked her a question about what she did.
Yeah, I don't remember what he said.
And then when she responds, he's like, well, I don't believe you. And then they're like, well, since we both can't trust each other, even after this is over, like between them, it's like over.
Yeah, basically, because there's nothing else we can do now, obviously. So she's getting ready to walk away, and then she gets a message on her phone or something.
Her time's up.
Her time is up.
Done.
That's what it was. The timer was gone.
Yeah.
So she stops the timer, puts the phone back in her pocket, and then Ghost is like, Angela, I didn't do it.
He's like almost around the corner where you can't even see each other, but she can still hear what he's saying to her.
Yeah, and he's like, well, what do you mean? I mean, after she says that, she turns around, she's like, I want to believe you. He's like, I swear I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Then he sees it, he plays it over again in his head of him killing Silver. And when they're hugging, next thing you know, you see somebody, they change the scene.
They change the shot, like the angle.
And you can just see somebody is staring down on them from the top up in the stairs.
And Angie kind of looks up. She kind of notices it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
she kind of throws Ghost away. And next thing you know, you see the shot. She gets shot right in the chest.
Bam.
And you look up in the stairs, and it's Tommy.
And they see that it's Tommy.
Yeah.
Or at least Ghost definitely does.
Yeah. Ghost looks up, and because she's already looking up, because she just got shot. She's on the ground. So he's like trying to pick her up, and he looks up, and he sees Tommy, and Tommy just kind of smiles. And he's just like, yeah.
And Ghost does the scream. He does like when you're holding your loved one.
Yeah.
No! Yes. Like the epic scream. Yes. He does that.
And then it goes silent.
Oh, right after that, the funny thing is nothing is after that. It's over.
That's it. That's it, guys.
Oh my God. We're going to have to wait so long.
Whole year, man. It's so disappointing, man. But it's so great, man.
We're still going to talk about it. We're going to be bitches. Join us.
Yes.
We'll be talking about it. We have a lot of time. We have nothing but time on our hands.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this season was definitely great. One thing I think we did miss, but I want to cover because I have a feeling on it. Dre's dressing. How did you feel about Dre's dressing for this episode? The finale. It's the finale. What was his dressing?
He wore like almost like a beigeish kind of like jacket. Looked kind of like he definitely didn't wear no suits.
He looked like a fucking bum.
He looked like when he's about to ask someone for a job to start grinding on the side.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
He looked
no
terrible.
Suits, no red, no bad looking suits, just no suits, no suits, everything.
Just all bum. Clothes,
all
everything.
Not Dre dressing everything.
And then let's round it out. For this whole season, who had the power?
Oh, the whole season.
For the whole of the season.
God.
Because this is the finale. So after seeing what we just saw, what would you say? Or who would you say, I mean?
Yeah. Wow. The whole season.
Who had the power?
Shit. Well, it was Kanan, but it can't be him if he's dead.
Can't be Kanan if he's dead.
See, I didn't laugh at the end of that one because it's not really funny.
Yeah.
It's sad, actually.
Yeah.
There's Tommy, there's Ghost, there's Tariq.
Yeah.
There's, overall, it was Kanan before he got killed.
It was. It definitely was Kanan.
I think most of our answers when we did this at the end of episodes, it was Kanan.
Yeah. If we're going off pure like record of what we thought who had the most power, he had the best record, in terms of each episode. But if I'm just gonna say, you look at who's still left in the show, who has the power, or who had the power of the season,
just say it.
It was Ghost. It was Ghost. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it came all the way down to the end, and the girl that he was in love with even risked herself for him.
Damn.
I mean,
that fucks with your feelings, man.
I mean,
we have feelings sometimes.
So
we have feelings sometimes.
That that says a lot. And,
my God.
Yeah, man.
Shit. Just going over some of the review. What did you think? What did you like about what did you think about the finale overall
of itself? I thought it was good. Obviously they're leaving us hanging. Very cruel. It's just not nice. Much foreshadowing, because again, we didn't even see Tariq at all in the finale.
We did not. Oh wow, we did not mention that. Wow.
So that's definitely gonna be something that they gotta bring to light when the next season starts up.
Like maybe what was he doing during this last episode?
Yeah, during all this stuff that's been going on. I don't know. I liked it.
Yo, is Angie going to die? Maybe the season will start with her being rushed to the hospital, and they don't give a fuck that Ghost is there. Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he'll get her all the way to the hospital, but just not stay at the hospital. He might drop her off in the front, like right on the ledge, like where the curb is.
Nah,
that's happening.
You could, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think she's gone. I mean, she got shot right in the chest. Tommy's a pretty good shot. I mean, that is what I'm trying to say.
Getting shot in the chest, man. That's,
and it's like immediately, like it hit, and it was just like so. And
then also, like, Ghost couldn't be around because he was holding her. So even if he tried to take her to the hospital, he's gonna have blood all over him.
Yeah,
he's not gonna like stop and change real quick. He's taking her straight to the hospital. Yeah. He's gonna have blood all over him.
I think she's gone, man. I think next season we're gonna start seeing all of the characters that have developed to be what are going to be bigger key players. They're all going to start making these moves. We're going to see a whole new way this next season. It's going to be a lot of changes because people are dead.
People are dead.
People have snitched. People are going into protective custody. People are, it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
So I'm changing the subject. Team Sky asked us a while ago, but we're trying to go through this review as quick as we can. He wants to know what are some new shows that we're going to be watching.
I don't know, man. You've talked to me about possibly watching The Purge.
Yeah, The Purge was the first episode last week. I liked it. He hasn't seen it yet. He saw a part of it. But also what we're talking about is that Mayan show coming out, which is based off of Sons of Anarchy. That's a new one that starts soon. I definitely want to give that a chance, and we can start doing reviews on that because Power's going to be on break for a minute. We have time for other shows that we like.
I'm wondering because
I think those are the only two I got off the top of my head right now: The Purge and the Mayans. Those are the only two. Unless I'm forgetting.
I think, like I said, the rumblings about 50 Cent doing the BMF story. That's supposed to come. I don't know when that's going to come. I don't know if we're going to get it this year, next year. I mean, I don't know what his idea is on that, but I mean, it would be ideal if we got it like in the next like few months. We at least got like the season started. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we won't, but hey, we'll see. I guess. I'm good, man. All
right, man, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Please comment below and let us know what you think about the episode, what parts you liked, what you didn't like, what you think will happen next season, who might die.
Who's dying?
Beat is the Rockstar part is super obvious, man.
Yeah, Werds Illah, part of the Werds Illah podcast.
And we spoilers, there will not be a Power review next Sunday.
If you weren't aware that what finale meant, that means that there will be no episodes.
Finale means finished.
Done. Complete.
Like no more until we're done making you feel like bitches. Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, man. We will see you guys soon. We're going to do some more stuff, man. We probably will do like little Power videos every once in a while to kind of just touch base because we're going to miss the show.
Absolutely.
So we can all feed off of each other and keep it going as we're waiting like little bitches.
That's the way it goes, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in a little bit.